Roppstar gang, what up? What up? Appreciate everyone in here. Welcome to the Roppstar Report. Your host is always Clay Ropp. And I appreciate everyone in the chat already. We got Nervous already saying, Shy Total, you're fired. That's absolutely true. Get off my team. Basically, this is basically what Nervous is saying right here. And I cold-heartedly agree with him right here. I mean, Shy Toddle's gone. Now I'm going to dive into all the cuts again, but basically for Shy Toddle, this is all I got to say to you, my good friend. Get out! Get out! So, yeah. See ya. Ernest says nope to what? I'm not sure. Wesley Hall says, sup, how we feeling? I'm feeling pretty good, Wesley. I mean, can't complain over here too much, right? Blackshear's gone. We all saw that coming from a mile away. I mean, there was no doubt about that, right? Still haven't heard a receiver name yet. I'm not sure what you mean by that, NC Thorn. Marcus Cash was good. I haven't heard a receiver name yet. There's been some receivers taken out, but thanks God, Shy is gone. Yep. What's up, Eric? Appreciate you coming through. All right, let's get into it. Let's dive into some things here. Hey, was Eddie Pinheiro any good for you guys? We worked him out today. Damien, you're a Dolphins fan. I'm going to tell you right now. I'll say this. I think that Eddie Pinheiro was average. Do I think he was good? No. He was average at best, my friend Damien. To be honest with you, if it comes to clutch time and clutch moments, you forget about it. Like he's accurate. Don't get me wrong, but he does have a weak leg. If you're expecting him to make a 55-yard field goal, forget about it. I think he can hit 55. Don't get me wrong. He just can't make it. He can't make it. Like he's just not accurate enough from those distances out. Inside 40 plus, 45 plus, give or take. I mean, he's hit 42, 43. Give him that. Sure. But other than that, Damien, to be honest with you, brother, he's all right. He's average at best. That's just my take on him. We got rid of him for a reason. And I mean, Eddie Pinheiro thought he should be getting like Justin Tucker money last year because he made so many field goals. But when it came down to crunch time, forget about it. So, yeah, he chokes. Appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. Hell no to Eddie Nader. Comment in saying hell no to Nader. All right, let's see if I can pull up a full list right now of all. Actually, I could probably just make a tweet with the full list of cuts right now. I would like to find a full list out there. Let me see if I can pull up a full list of what we have. I see that you did work them out there, Damien. I see that. My Carolina nephew, how my boy, hope we make some moves today. We've already made some moves, Uncle Leroy. Yo, what up, my guy? Time to smile. Your boy Shy is on the road, headed to who the hell cares? Kendall's not holding back on that one. He is not holding back on the whole Shy Total thing. I mean, I don't blame him. I don't blame any of you guys for feeling the way that you feel. With everything going on with all that. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Any linebackers, corners, or safeties you think we should target on the waiver? Wesley, I haven't even got it. The thing is, Wesley, y'all are going to have to, a lot of you guys have been asking me that. And to be honest with you, I don't have anybody in particular in mind. I was like today, like we let Chris Barnes go. I was surprised by that. I thought that, I thought we were going to keep him. I thought he brought a nice veteran presence. That was one I was shocked actually today. But I'm about to tweet out a full Panthers cut list right now. I'm pretty sure I've got everybody on that list. About to make this tweet now. Oh, this is such a terrible. That's terrible. That is not what I was going for. Hold on, I'm trying to put a tweet out so we can get this full list put together. See if I can get a good list like this. There we go. All right, so this is what we got so far. I think we've got 7 more cuts to go. I just put out a tweet, so there we go. So we can look. This is the full list that I've seen so far. So far, this is your full list. All right, I'm gonna pull it up. Give me a second, guys. So far, this is the full list. Yeah, Jasim Reed, per league sources, could see him coming back for practice squad. Yeah, me too. Leslie, as to your question here, do I see anybody as of right now? No, I don't. I mean, I haven't looked into anybody yet. I mean, because we won't get a full list of these guys that are getting cut right now. I mean, this is the full list right here, ladies and gentlemen. I just tweeted it out. Make sure you go like and repost it or something. This is a full list, man. A full list. Now I think we've got like 7 more cuts to go to fill out the 53-man roster, but this is what we're looking at right now. We knew Jack Plummer was going to get waived, everyone. We knew that was going to happen. There was no denying that Jack Plummer was getting waived, right? He never looked like a starter, never even looked like a backup worth keeping. I mean, he had preseason flashes, but let's be honest, it wasn't enough to do that. Just too many mistakes, too. Like we saw it. Like we saw it in the games. Like that was it. D Perkins was good, but I thought him to make a 53 roster. We'll see. Why was the laziest dude on the team? No effort when he was. Why was the laziest dude on the team? No effort when he was gassed. I don't know, man. I don't know. Keep pounding, Josh P. Joe Persons bring him back. Release Sam Franklin. Wouldn't be mad at bringing him back. I doubt they're going to bring anybody in the safety room. I think the safety room's a lock with Nick Scott and Damian Morig, and of course Damani Richardson, and then of course you got Lathan Ransom. I don't know why I had a mind blank about him. So Nader, I think 87, if I'm not mistaken, that's not Bryson Tremaine, because I think Bryson Tremaine is 84. You're talking about 87. Is that James Mitchell? No, that's 85. Let's see, Bryson Tremaine. Yes, you're talking about, Bryson Tremaine is 87. So, yes, he is still with us, Nader. Yes, he is. What's up, Amazing K? What's going on, man? All right, so here we go. So, Jack Plummer, we already seen that. Bryce Perkins had a few decent throws again. I mean, we saw that coming from a mile away. That was, thank you for your service. See you later. Consistency is key, and that he was missing, right? Then on this list, you got Jack Henderson, athletic, but mistakes were too costly for him. Then you got Trey Swilling. He couldn't stick it out. He couldn't stick it out. He couldn't cover consistently. Let's be honest. Is there a chance we trade for Duggar? We'll dive into that. We'll dive into that here shortly. There is a chance. I think there's another guy that Carolina might try to trade as well. I think it just is going to depend on some things here. Who else we got on this list? Okay, so Jacoby George, Jacoby George to me was a depth guy. I mean, who didn't separate himself in a meaningful way. Kobe Hudson, again, I was high on him. Caught a few balls, dropped a few more. Just a classic numbers game casualty. Let's see what else. We got Dominique Daphne. Yeah, serviceable, but he just didn't do enough to justify a spot over others, in my opinion. Let's see what else. Hendon Hooker got released. Might be a good pickup, possibly. 68 people watch on YouTube. Should be 68 likes. Marcos Cash. That's facts. That's absolute facts by Marcos Cash. Thoughts on Isaiah Simmons? I love it. I think I think with the versatility he brings from inside out to put him up in the safety, like Isaiah Simmons is a guy who that is like a Jeremy Chen. He's actually, I think I think he can play safety. I think he can play inside linebacker. Like he's a very versatile guy, right? I think he can hang with tight ends very nicely in coverage. He's not the best. He's not the best at run blocking, in my opinion. I'd have to go. Let me go look at his PFF grading from last year. Isaiah Simmons. I wonder what his run blocking grade. I think he's a better coverage than he is. Than he is an inside. I mean, 6'4", 2. Damn. Never mind. He is a better run defender. But over the years, let me look at him from his beginning of the year. Where was he? He got drafted in 2020. He was good in coverage in 2020. Coverage grade, pass rush. Okay. He had a decent grade in 2022. Overall grade in 2022 is where it was at. He had a 7th in pass rushing grade, 69.9 coverage grade. Let's see the 2023. 2023 had an 82.7 coverage grade, but then 2024 last year was just bad for him. It was bad for him. You beat me to the punchline on the like button, Cash. Appreciate that. I mean, here's the thing, man. Eric, we got to push our guy Clay. Yeah, please keep pushing it. Please keep pushing it. Here's the thing, man. Like Isaiah Simmons makes a lot of sense in the fact that we need someone inside the inside linebacker room, but also a guy who just brings that versatility. I don't know. I like it. I like the sound of Isaiah Simmons. I think a guy like Isaiah Simmons is valuable. I mean, he's still young. I mean, he's what, 26, 27. Okay, 27. Maybe Evero can use him in this complex 3-4 scheme. Maybe he needs a guy like Isaiah Simmons. I mean, there is a guy I think that we're going to be linked to that could be a favorite since among roster cuts that we could end up trading. That's I think we could be inquiring about Damari Mathis, the cornerback for the Broncos. I mean, that's a familiar name. I think that I've seen it thrown out there as well. But I wouldn't be opposed to bringing in Isaiah Simmons. Would not be opposed. Right? Yo, Clay. What's up, Clay? What's up, Panther Nation? What is your outlook for the team after we've seen what we've seen this preseason? It's about progress, man. It's about progress at this point. That's my outlook. My outlook was I didn't like the way that they how they went about the preseason. I didn't like the way the strategy that Dave Canales was doing. Y'all have heard me before preach about it. And it is what it is at the end of the day. But yeah, at this point, it's all about progress. Everybody. It's about progress from a coaching standpoint. It's about a progress from Bryce Young standpoint. It's about really, and it's about Evero developing this team. It's a progress year, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the year the Carolina Panthers, I think, are going to make a playoff push. I think that we can make an 8-9 record. I think that's something that they can do. But I could see where we go 7-10. I'm still keeping my 8-9 prediction, but I still think that their floor is like 6-11, and I still think that their ceiling is a 10-7. That's just the way I look at it. It's a progress year. But we definitely look better on paper. I just think it's going to come down to the coaching at the end of the day. I think we've got the talent. I think we got all the talent in the world from a different standpoint. The only one I would say that I don't trust the talent in, and right now, is the middle linebacker room. So, who's the new cuts? What are we down to so far? This is the list. I'm going to continue to go through it and continue through these guys. I think Browns cut. Yeah, they did cut him, Josh P. Not surprised by that. I'm just wondering what the excuse is for that guy this time, because the Browns did cut him. Yeah, we only we only need 7 more cuts. Yep, 7 more cuts and we're done. Based on what I've seen so far, the middle linebacker, yes, it is. It is a serious problem. So far, we kept 8 receivers. Who's going to get cut? So we've kept T-Mac, Thielen, Leggett. T-Mac, Thielen, Leggett. Hunter Renfrow, David Moore, Jimmy Horn Jr., Bryson Tremaine. Who else am I missing? I don't think we've kept 8. I've got 7 on my fingers right now. Am I missing somebody? Oh, Coker. Yep. And then Coker. So we have kept 8, Nader. Who's the odd man out? I hate to say it, man. I hate to say it. I got it. I've got 8. All right, let's go through it again. T-Mac, Thielen, Leggett, Coker, Renfrow, David Moore, Jimmy Horn Jr., Bryce Tremaine. So that is 8. All right, so that is 8. I think it's going to be, Nader, I think it is going to be between Bryson Tremaine and David Moore. But I think that here's what I think. If they keep anybody, I hate to say it, I think they keep David Moore. I think that Dave Canales values him too much to let him go because of what he did in Seattle with him, what he did in Tampa Bay with him, plus what he brings from a leadership standpoint for the younger guys as a mentor, but also the value of production. Did he have a big year last year? No, but did he have some production? He did. Bryson Tremaine, again, you're going off of potential. Would I rather have Bryson Tremaine? Probably so. So Coker will not be but I don't think Coker will be the odd man out. I'm not comfortable with Roseman and Wallace. Need more depth at position. Absolutely, program Wolf. We desperately need inside linebacker help for sure. 6 or 7 wins is actually what I see too. Yeah. I hope we cut Nick Scott. I'd rather have Isaiah Simmons. I think Isaiah Simmons is a better fit program for the inside linebacker room. That's just me. Cut Nick Scott. He's shitty hot. Yes. Coker. Yep. I said Coker. Calm down. I see a lot of people saying Coker. I added him in there. Honestly, wouldn't mind if we trade. They're not going to. We'll dive into the Thielen thing because they're not going to trade Thielen for some bargain pennies. Hunter Renfrow can go. No, he cannot. Hunter Renfrow cannot go. Hunter Renfrow has shown more potential than really a lot more people that give him credit towards. Coker. I said Coker, Uncle Leroy. Calm down. Hey, go. We're going to trade. We are already talking about trading Flow Nation 93. We're already talking about trading him. We're going to dive more into that here shortly. We could use Simmons. We definitely could. I want Jamian Davis, Hendon Hooker, and Isaiah Simmons. All right. Any safety but Nick Scott. Hunter's injury prone. You're basing that off of one hamstring injury and then the ulcerative colitis thing. That's not injury prone. He's had one injury in his whole career. And then he had one little hamstring strain in camp. Like, what are we talking about here? Ulcerative colitis is a disease. It's not an injury. 2 years out the league. It was actually 1 year, Flow Nation. So it was 1 year. He was out last year because of the whole ulcerative colitis. What's up with the Renfro hype? The guy can get open on third. He's a great route runner, can get open on third downs. He's actually a red zone threat. He can also be this. He's also 6-7 years younger than Adam Thielen and can do the same thing Adam Thielen does in the slot. But y'all keep telling me. Y'all keep telling me. I'm just saying. Y'all keep telling me that he's not going to make this team. Okay. I'm gonna laugh when he makes this team, and then he makes all you eat his words when he's out there catching routes, getting first downs, scoring touchdowns. Renfro showed what? He showed enough in training camp to me, and although he was cooking up Tre'von Moehrig. What do you mean? He was cooking Tre'von Moehrig in training camp. Like, what are we talking about here? Yeah, he didn't get on the field because he was dealing with that hamstring injury. But then when he was on the field, he was productive, especially even in training camp and in joint practices. He was cooking dudes. There's plenty of reports out there. There's plenty of clips. I posted a lot of them. So I don't get it. I don't get it. Y'all need to go do your research. I think if we trade Thielen, then we should keep Renfro. If not, he should be on the practice squad. Renfro won't make it past the practice squad, man. Renfro won't make it past the practice squad. If he won't clear waivers, someone will pick him up immediately. All I know is you don't cut young bucks for old or less leg players that's going to be out the league in a year or 2 years max. Renfro is the best, said JC Horn. Nader came out and he's speaking facts. Renfro is a route running master. He is. Renfro is making the damn team. What's up with the Renfro hate? Did they not see the heads up plays he made to help them in week 3 preseason? Dude's a Pro Bowl receiver. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Shout out to Flame for Jesus, just coming through again with another. He's coming through every single day on the Roppstar Report. I mean, y'all guys got to start blessing Flame for Jesus. I mean, he's giving to you guys. Everybody in the chat right now, 5 of you just got a free membership to the Roppstar Report. So shout out to Flame for Jesus. So shout out to Flame for Jesus on that one. Thoughts on picking up DeMarvin Leal from the Steelers defensive line depth? SC Bass, I'm going to have to dive into Mr. DeMarvin Leal. I don't know much about him. DeMarvin Leal. I actually never even heard his name. I can't believe that. Let's look into him real quick. I'll dive in him in a second. I want to do some research on him real quick. Clay, don't follow anyone. Follow anyone up. Renfro's that dude. Renfro, that misfortune of hospital balls. Had the misfortune of hospital balls from Plummer. Dude is a baller. Don't get it confused. True. Kendall's right. Yeah. Renfro's 30 years old. He's 29. He's 29. So what wide receiver would you cut? I just said I would cut David Moore. But I don't think he will. I think the odd man out now at this point will be Bryce and Tremaine, because I think Canales values David Moore more than he does Bryce and Tremaine at this point, because you're basing Bryce and Tremaine off his potential. Now, it's a high upside, it's a low risk, high reward with Bryce and Tremaine, but I don't think that's the case. Moore isn't going anywhere. I just said that. Flow Nation. I just said that. Am I speaking Japanese? I just said that I would cut David Moore, but because I like Bryson Tremaine's upside over than David Moore. But again, it's like you said, and I just said that David Canales is David Canales' guy. Yes. And they value him more as a leader, and they value his production last year. But we're talking about a guy who also had some clear drops. Like, God dang, Flow Nation. Listen, You're killing me. All right. It's all good. It's all good. They protected Renfro. I don't think it was to let him go. He will be on the team. Shout out to Flame for Jesus with a $5 donation. Again, coming through.
Another one. Another one.
He's coming through with it. I don't know why we waived Mel Dawson, kept Bartholomew. Mel Dawson didn't do anything, unfortunately. He didn't do nothing. And the one play I did see him in the preseason, he got cooked. So, it's like if you're not getting in production, you're not gonna make the team. It's all about production. We all want production, right? Konnichiwa. Yeah, right. I know. Konnichiwa. Say that again, Clay. Oh man. It's all good. I'm just giving Flow Nation a hard time, but he's giving me a hard time, so I got to give it back to him. Any chance for Parsons? I don't know, Nader. I mean, I think if you trade Thielen, you have a chance. Now you're talking about language. SC Panthers boy says, "Let me borrow $5 till look at play." SC Panthers boys trying to get $5. But to this question, Nader, here's the thing: if we trade Adam Thielen, which I'm going to dive into his contract a little bit more today, with all the rumors going around, because there is a rumor just came out yesterday that both sides aren't like Carolina's not budging him, which they shouldn't. I'm not budging for anybody that's in a bad spot. I mean, that's all it is. Right. I'm not going to take pennies because you're in a bad spot due to the fact that you've got a wide receiver suspended and you've got two guys injured. You got Rondell Moore out for the year. You got Justin Jefferson dealing with hamstring issues. It's not my problem. And then you got Naylor dealing with a hand issue. Like, again, at the end of the day, Carolina holds all. When we talk about the Adam Thielen, just think about it this way: we have all the leverage. But any chance of getting Parsons, you have a chance to get Parsons if Carolina makes the trade for Adam Thielen, because you end up having cap space enough room for Parsons. So yeah, I agree, Flow Nation. I do. I agree. I think that he wants out. Like, he wants to go back home. I get it. So again, if anything, they might be keeping 8. They're not going to keep 8. They can't keep 8 today. They're probably going to cut ties with somebody, but they will. I think the goal is to get Adam Thielen back to where he wants to be. I think that's the ultimate goal. And I'll dive more into it here shortly. There's a lot of wide receivers that are veterans that have been cut. Yeah. Yeah, just like Deontay Johnson today, but ladies and gentlemen, Deontay Johnson. Wonder what his excuse is this time. DJ Chark got cut. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, some of these wide receivers that we had 2 years ago when we drafted Bryce Young, where they're at now. Where's Terrace Marshall Jr.? Where's DJ Chark? Where's Jonathan Mingo? Where is Laviska Shenault? Where is Amir Smith-Marset? Where is Deontay Johnson? I think it's just funny how, like, all these wide receivers all of a sudden have been cut. I saw Laviska Shenault get cut today. DJ Chark got cut the other day. You got Deontay Johnson who got cut today. Terrace Marshall, I don't even know where he's at. I don't think he's even in the league right now, unless he's on like San Francisco's practice squad, which I think that was the last time I heard of him. Isn't it just interesting that now all these guys are just gone and getting cut? But yet Bryce Young was the problem, ladies and gentlemen. You remember that? Remember that? Just saying. Just saying. Yeah, where is Mike Strachan? Where's Hayden Hurst? And we were all hyped up that we thought we had a dog group in there. Context matters, doesn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Context matters. But it's Bryce Young's fault. Oh, how the tables have turned. Oh, how the tables have turned. What was wrong? Robbie Chosen wasn't bad. I mean, he at least had a 1,000-yard season. There you go, Ken 88. That's a good attitude to have. I think we all should have that attitude. Any chance we sign another quarterback? SE based. Do we sign another quarterback? I don't know. And it's a good question. Who would we sign, though? You go get Tommy DeVito, got cut today? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they will. They might sign someone to the practice squad. I think they'll bring someone else in for sure, SC base. I think they will have a backup, but I don't think they'll have a true backup. I think they will have a roster spot on the practice squad for a quarterback. Who will that be? I'm not sure. I did see that. Saw Sam Hartman. We need to sign another quarterback. Hendon Hooker. Yeah. Jags quarterback Wofford. I like Wofford too. I think it's Wolford though. I think there's an L in there. I don't think there's an F. Maybe I'm wrong. But I know you're talking about Amazing K. I wouldn't be opposed to Hendon Hooker. Put him on the practice squad. I'm fine with that. Yep. Now see that Bryce didn't have any talent. They still find a way to blame Bryce. Just wait for it, right? Yeah, bring in Cutlets. Tommy DeVito, how you doing? How you doing? How you mother? Hey, how you doing, Tony? Hey, Tommy DeVito, bring him to Charlotte. How you doing? Get the fuck out of here. We've seen enough. Let's see what Flame for Jesus said. Another $5 donation. I don't want Parsons. I want to see these young players play. You may have a Parsons in one of them. You will never know if you get Parsons. Fair enough. I'm not mad at that comment at all, Flame for Jesus. I'm not mad at that comment at all. I'm not mad at that at all. All right. Shout out to you. I like that.
That's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
I like that. I do. College is trash. All right, let's get into some more of these cuts. Real quick. Shan White. Yes, I do. I do think he makes the team. Absolutely. He's another safety blanket for Bryce. Can I get hell yeah? There you go, Flow Nation. All right, let's get into some more of these guys real quick here. I want to go through this list. I stopped at Dominique Daphne. Let's go to Mello Dotson. Mello Dotson, I'm going to just tell y'all again, depth guy was always going to be the first on the chopping block. He got here late. Okay. But again, I saw with the plays that we did see him, he was getting cooked. I'll be honest with you. Monty Bailey, good in theory, invisible in action. That's what he was. Isaiah Guilford. Isaiah Guilford. He was kind of the same thing. It's just too many defensive backs you already had your guys, right? I mean, it's the same thing for him. Same thing for Jack Henderson. The same thing for those guys. Tre'von Thomas, you already had your safety room set. There was a blind man could have seen how our safety room was going to end up being. Titan, Mabry, injuries don't help anybody, especially when your competition is healthy. Matthew Wright, we saw that coming from a mile away. I mean, missed kicks, missed chances, you miss the roster. Plain and simple. Okay. Bryce Perkins, already talked about him. Kyron Litch Adams. you did make a case for himself. Depth chart's crowded. I mean, Trevor Etienne, and that's all I have to say. TJ Luther waived. I mean, the wide receiver room was set, man. It's like, I mean, he was explosive in theory, but again, invisible in reality. Let's just be honest. Steven Lasoya, young, raw, not ready for the NFL. He's just not. Luke Kendra, interesting guy out of Cincinnati. I thought he had some potential there. Thought maybe he might end up being like a Jalen Coker and these guys like Damani Richardson and these other guys like Corey Thornton. I thought he was going to be one of those guys from an offensive line standpoint that was going to stand out in camp, but numbers dictated his survival, to be honest with you. JJ Weaver, Mr. Six Hands, Six Fingers, athletic raw, but we needed more production and he wasn't giving it. Jacoby Wendemon, a lot of people were surprised by him. I mean, I thought so too. He was a guy that I thought could keep, but the competition was simply better. I think Bam Martin Scott really played a role into his cut because Bam Martin Scott made a lot of plays in that last preseason game, but it's a tough break for the guy, man. It's a tough break. You know what I mean? To Travis Brogdon, too many DBs, too little tape. I mean, there was not enough. Raheem Blackshear, I mean, not surprised. Great speed, but the Panthers already had enough pass catching backs, and you got, again, all I have to say is Trevor Etienne. Michael Torkin, another casualty of a crowded offensive line room. Trevin Thomas. It's basically the same thing. Didn't create enough impact for himself to survive here. Michael Reed, same thing, same story. Good player, just wrong time. Boogie Basho, I was interested to see. I was kind of surprised, solid player, but the cap and the numbers make veterans vulnerable. Jasim Reed, again, could be a guy that they bring back on the practice squad, but again, he's just young and raw, and he's just not ready for that roster spot yet. Sam Roberts, depth. He was a depth only. Pete depth chart was already full. Plain and simple. I'm gonna keep that short and sweet for that guy. Outside linebacker, Brandon Walton, veteran presence wasn't enough. Performance matters first. Chris Barnes was the biggest release surprise for me so far. All right, experience didn't outweigh enough production or scheme fit, so they moved on. And then Shy Tuttle, thank God. The ideal of him coming here was for him to be that defensive anchor, but just never was that. And whether that's saying that we didn't use him correctly, because some people believe that, but I'm taking a lot of guys over him right now anyways. And I had him on my cut list when we did my 53-man roster projection yesterday. And then Bryce Pierre, sorry. Couldn't show enough to demand attention. Numbers got him cut. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, ladies and gentlemen. Plain and simple. So that's where we're at. Clay, please don't answer Shane's question again. I don't know who Shane is. Where's Shane at? Where's Shane? I don't see Shane. I don't see Shane's question. Oh, Shane. Oh, Shane. I'm not sure. Popping. Bryce numbers blame him, nothing else. When you see his ranking 33rd out of 34 qualified quarterbacks for a completion percentage against zone defense. I might have to go look up those numbers that you're talking about, but playing for Jesus. But we'll go. I'll do my research on that. I'll have to double check that. But shout out to you for another $5 donation. Appreciate you.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
All right. Let's see what else we got here. Got some more. Hold on. Where am I at on my dang, the comments are going through. We do need another quarterback. I'm tired of Dalton. He needs to get Program Wolf and all you guys right now with Andy Dalton. It's just like this is all how you feel right now. All of y'all feel like this.
Get out! Get out!
That's what you're all saying. Guilford looked lost in preseason. Yeah, they might bring back Bryce Perkins. Who knows? They could. Finally cut Toodle Woodle. Give me anybody as a backup quarterback. Man, I can't wait for Bryce to prove you wrong. You really be on Bryce's ass. I'm assuming Ken 88 is talking about Flame for Jesus. Yes, cut Tuttle. His ass is trash. He got cut today. He got released. Did I miss the Nick Scott cutting? No, unfortunately, Commander 336, he has not been cut yet. Bryce has this year to change his number. We will see what happens. Shout out to Flame for Jesus for another $5 donation. Flame for Jesus is hard on Bryce because he wants Bryce to succeed. I get it. That's the way Flame for Jesus is. But he also wants to see it. He wants to see wins, right? That's all he wants. And he said that. And I think it's respectable. All right. All right.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
Jacob Windemon and Melo Dawson was surprise cuts to me. And not really for me, honestly. Windemon more, Melo, no. Melo had a lot of potential, but again, Melo did have a lot of potential, but he just didn't show it. He didn't show any production. You can't put any production. Only asked one time. I'm not going to ask. He's fine. Cornball. Dalton did look bad this preseason. It did. Hit that like button. Yes, B. Amos, appreciate you. All right, let's get into something else, all right? Let's get into something else. I've got y'all in here going off in the chat. I mean, shout out to you guys on going off in the chat, by the way. I mean, I ain't mad at you. Yes. So, this is what I wanted to talk about. Oh, by the way, one of my free agent targets got picked up today. Rasul Douglas. So surprised that I was surprised he signed with Miami because Miami was like, he didn't want to go there. He told him to basically fuck you, and he still signed with them today. All right. So the Vikings have tried to work out a trade for the Carolina Panthers wide receiver Adam Thielen, who would like to return to Minnesota, but the two sides continue to struggle, agree compensation. This is what I had to say about it last night. Panthers are giving Thielen away for pennies. Vikings want him, send a third or kick rocks. His value is bigger than stats. It's his leadership, which is true, and not our problem. All y'all are short on wide receivers. All right. I'm going to say this, man, and with this whole trade rumor thing, okay, the Panthers have the leverage here. I'll be honest with you. The Panthers have the leverage here. Okay? We have the leverage when it comes to this Adam Thielen trade. Here's the thing. Right now, we're going through these 53-man roster cuts. And then again, we still have this storyline going through, right? Now, Thielen as the wide receiver, who was supposed to be a guy to stabilize a presence for Bryce Young's development, right? I don't think anyone here will say that's not true. I don't think anyone here will say that's not true. Okay? What I will say is that now you find himself in a center of a trade speculation. Now, this is all speculation. I mean, again, I don't think it's we can take it for what it is and what it's worth. I mean, we know Minnesota wants him back, but I love the fact that we aren't just budging and we're just like, oh yeah, here you go. If this was Scott Fitterer, guys, we would have gotten a bucket of ice for Adam Thielen. That's what we would have got with Scott Fitterer. And y'all can't tell me I'm wrong on that. Y'all can't tell me I'm wrong on that. We would have got a bucket of ice for Adam Thielen. If we're all being honest. Right? And so Thielen's camp has been leaning on nonchalant in hopes of pushing a deal across the finish line. Right? Here's the truth. Again, we hold the leverage. Now, here's the motivation behind Minnesota's grind to go after and get him. Jordan Addison's suspension leaves a hole in that wide receiver room. Justin Jefferson is still the most dangerous wide receiver in football. It's behind Jamar Chase. Yeah, I said it. I think Jamar Chase is better. Sue me. But the teams don't win in 2025 with one great receiver and a collection of just these maybes. You enter in Adam Thielen, he's the perfect stopgap, right? He's a 2-time Pro Bowler. He's a red zone technician. He's a local legend. He's the 4-time all-time on the receiving list in Minnesota. He grew up in the Detroit Lakes, went undrafted out of Minnesota State, and became the NFL's best hometown stories. Now, his jersey still dots the stands at US Bank Stadium. From a business standpoint, the reunion would be a marketing dream. Okay? Amazing K, he did. Amazing K, yes, he expressed he wanted to go back home. But from a sentimental standpoint, it's the storybook. It's the storybook ending. But this isn't a Hallmark movie. It's the NFL, and Dan Morgan doesn't do sentiment. He hasn't since he's been here. We can't deny that. Flame for Jesus with another $5 donation. Let me get to this super chat. Now get Nick Scott and DJ Johnson out of here. Absolutely. Absolutely. Get out! Absolutely.
You like that? You like that?
Shout out to Flame for Jesus with that $5 donation. But yeah, I mean, if we're talking about it, ladies and gentlemen, the motivation here for the Carolina Panthers is protecting Bryce Young. What I mean by that is that Carolina isn't a contender right now. I'm going to be honest with you. Let's not sugarcoat it. We're not. But what they are is a fully invested in the growth of Bryce Young. They are that. That's why Adam Thielen in this move, and why Thielen is more valuable to this team than he is to Minnesota. I'm going to tell you that right now. We aren't contenders right now. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But what they are is fully invested in the growth of Bryce Young. That's why Thielen is more valuable to them than he is to Minnesota. Now, last year, as Young stumbled through rookie growing pains, not last year. Well, yeah, last year. He stumbled through some rookie growing pains from the year before. I'll be honest with you. He did. He stumbled. First 2 weeks, we saw it. But Thielen was the lifeline. And he caught 103 passes. His most since 2018. And he became the security blanket for the Panthers desperately needed. You don't rip that away from a quarterback going into his third year unless you get serious value in return. You got to think about it this way. Carolina was invested with young receivers before, when they got Bryce. I mean, they had Jonathan Mingo and Terrace Marshall, but look how those guys worked out. But then they invested in Xavier Legette, right? But Jonathan Mingo and Terrace Marshall, none of those guys were ever ready to do what Adam Thielen was able to do. Even today, I would take Adam Thielen right now over any of those guys. And I can tell you right now, all you guys would agree, right? Reliable, consistent, professional, all the above, right? He runs precise routes. He knows how to find the soft spots and coverage. Is a trusted guy, especially on 3rd and 7s, right? But trading away a couple of late day 3 picks, I would say that's malpractice. Morgan knows it. But see, the agents play here, and Schefter has that message, right? I mean, he came out and said that in this tweet. It came out and said it in this Adam Schefter tweet right here. I mean, the Vikings are already making moves. Look at that. I mean, they're making moves. Those moves right now there tell me say that what they're telling me is they're saying they want to trade for Adam Thielen without saying they want to trade for Adam Thielen. That's what that's telling me. Now, here's the thing. Of course, Thielen would be welcome. He doesn't have many years left. That's his hometown. Why wouldn't he want to finish where it all began and surrounded by his family and friends and familiarity? But here's the catch. That desire doesn't obligate to Carolina to accommodate him. This isn't about a hometown discount. This isn't about a free release. This is a business, and the Panthers are treating it as such. And I don't blame them, because here the money is the problem as well. Even if Minnesota meets Carolina's trade value, there is the not so small matter of Thielen's contract, because his base salary in 2025 is $6.25 million. And that's for a team that's already juggling cap chemistries. That's a hurdle. Now, here's the thing. Carolina could eat like $1.5 million. Thielen takes a $1 million pay cut for exchange for the guarantees. And then the Vikings part the 2 late round picks. On paper, everyone sacrifices a little. Everyone gets what they want. But here's the thing. Dan Morgan isn't in the mood for discounts. This ain't the discount double check, okay? If the Vikings want Thielen, you need to pay up. Sentiment does not cut checks, okay? So right now, what's going on in this whole front office is that Carolina's mind, they got 3 words in their head right now. Okay? Leverage. That's number 1. You want to know what number 2 is? Leverage. You want to know what number 3 is? Leverage. And I'm just being brutally honest. Like, the Panthers don't need this trade. The Vikings do. So if Thielen stays, Carolina keeps Bryce Young's most trusted weapon, the leader in the receiver room. And then if Thielen goes, okay, it'll only be because Minnesota coughed up a meaningful return. Carolina decided to go with the long-term flexibility, which outweighed the short-term value. Either way, the Panthers win. Either way, in this situation, we win, right? Whereas the Vikings, meanwhile, are staring down desperation. They can't risk wasting Jefferson's prime years, and they can't sell their fan base on scrap heap receivers when Thielen is sitting right there. And that's why Morgan isn't blinking. And why should he? Why should he? You know what I mean? So, good afternoon, Cyburn. I'm going to get to some of your comments and I'll continue. Can DJ Johnson play middle linebacker? No. I'm just going to tell you this right now. I don't think so. The kid went from an Oregon, was a tight end. Oregon took him and said, hey, we think you'd be better as an outside linebacker or an edge rusher. They did that. He did okay. Yeah, but he ain't going to, what, you're going to transition him now to a middle linebacker? You don't transition players going into what, their 4th year? What is this? DJ Johnson's going in his 3rd, 4th year? No. Just get him out. Just get him out. That's what you do with players like that. Play for Jesus comes in with another $5 donation. Another one. Yeah, y'all didn't know I had that one in my bag, did you? Yes, you are right, Clay. I just think it should be the young wide receivers' time to shine. Yeah, I feel the same way. You feel you're saying the same thing about the edge rushers, right? You want the youth movement. I get it. Corey Thorpe making 53 just announced. I knew that was going to happen. You knew that too, Kendall. You all knew that. Hey, but I'm glad they announced it. Let me go see the announcement. All right. Let's go see the announcement real quick. I mean, I figured he was making it anyways. Let me see. Yep. Is breaking the 53-man roster. He is making it. He is making it, ladies and gentlemen. Adam's value goes way past the trade compensation. Adam is the glue that keeps this offense better for sure. I knew he would, Kendall. Mortar doesn't blink. The Panthers need to get Isaiah Simmons ASAP. Oh, for sure. For sure. Clay, not play. Roar, Clay, roar. Roar, Clay, roar. I see what you're saying now, Eric. Yeah, because he's been cut. Yeah, absolutely. I can't agree more, Poppin. I would love the versatility linebacker to come here. I think with the versatility he brings, he'd fit right in this 3-4 complex scheme that Evero loves. 27 years old. I'd say give it a shot, but who knows? Would Isaiah Simmons be an option? Yeah, he got cut today. Cyburn, he got cut today. He got cut today. So, but let's talk about Adam Thielen real quick. Let me finish with this real quick because he's the guy that's in the middle of all of this. To his credit, Thielen hasn't been making this messy. He's not throwing tantrums. He's not skipping practices. He's not sulking in the locker room. He still shows up. He's been mentoring. He's catching everything thrown his way. He's been doing that. If he gets the homecoming, great. If not, he's a professional enough to stay the course. That's the part of the value to stability. Right? But don't mistake his professionalism for indifference, right? Thielen knows the window is closing on his career, and playing his final snaps in purple would mean something to him. It's not just height. It's not just the type. It's to torch his current team to make it happen. He's just not that guy. Right? So he's just not the type to torch this current team to make this happen. And, good for him, right? Good for him. But the big picture is now it comes from Minnesota's clock versus our patience. Like, the Vikings are the ones on the clock. Training camp is over. The season looms. You still got Addison's suspension forces urgency. If they don't make a move soon, they risk rolling into September undermanned. The Panthers, we can wait this out. We could keep Thielen until week 3, however long we want to. Showcase him as Bryce Young, still one of his top talents. Revisit this in October if Minnesota or another team comes back desperate at the trade deadline. And every week, Thielen produces, his value holds. So Morgan knows this. Minnesota knows this. That's why this dance is happening. This trade rumor isn't about Thielen's desire. It's about Minnesota's nostalgia. It isn't about sentiment, homecomings, or fan service endings. It's about leverage. And right now, all of it belongs to us. Minnesota can stockpile picks, flirt with compromises. They can leak their interests all they want. But until Morgan's asking price, Adam Thielen isn't going anywhere. And I think that's what we need to continue to do. The Panthers don't need to move him. We don't need to move him. The Vikings can't afford not to. That's the thing. Like, one side is desperate. One side is like patient. In the NFL, patient usually wins. It's that simple. Eric Blair says 1, 2, 3. Hit that like button. Yeah, please hit that like button. Well, I'd love to get my live goal every single day, guys, is 100 likes or more. And we have over 200 people watching this live stream. By the way, we actually have 129 people watching this live stream on YouTube right now. And I only have 42 likes. Would you please do me a big solid by just doing this? Thanks. Appreciate it. That was me being a smartass. Appreciate that. Over 131 of you watching. Just hit that like button. All you got to do is tap, 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 Baroo. Get a little tappy. And if you don't know where that's from, go watch Happy Gilmore. Come on now. Come on now. Happy Gilmore. Facts Minnesota needs. We have the supply. Yeah, I mean, we got that supply. You know what I mean? Where are you finding the cuts at? All over Twitter. Panthers gal. It's all over X. 1, 2, 3. Hit that like button. Bam. All right. He says stay. I say he stays here and be in the Super Bowl with us this year. Amazing K. He's got some
imagination.
He's got some imagination there, Amazing K. Go get Sam Hartman so I can drool. So go get Mr. Playboy. Is that what you're saying, Panthers gal? Go get Mr. Playboy. Ken Carolina says facts. Nice. Yep, Corey Thornton made the 53-man roster, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Look at that. See if there's any more cuts been made. Panthers are releasing former star nose tackle Shy Tuttle. Yeah, we know that. Adam Schefter. Someone said something in the chat. Hold on one second. I don't have Twitter, but I'm trying to keep in the loop. So Thornton is staying. Yep, it's right there. Corey Thornton is staying, ladies and gentlemen. I don't do Twitter either. Y'all gotta start listening. Okay. Okay. Come here. Hold on one second, chat. Hold on, chat. You want mom? I'm dealing with my little one right now. No, ma'am, you have to settle to drool over Clay. I mean, she doesn't have to settle for that. I mean, she can just go look Sam Hartman up on Google. $10 donation by Flame for Jesus. I am from a different time, Clay, about 60 years old. When a player doesn't pass the eye test, start doing research to see if the numbers match the play. I hear you. Flame for Jesus. If you're going to keep a worthless backup QB, make him sexy. Golly. Who? Shout out to Flame for Jesus with that $10 donation. That's amazing.
And his name is John C.
You want to come up here? All right, well, hold on. You don't want to come say hi to everybody? Okay, you're being shy. Little one is being shy. So there has been some rumors too that Carolina could be interested in one of Evero's guys that he used to work with in Denver. Okay. There could be some trade interest there. It's a low risk, possible high reward situation that out of Denver. It's a corner that I heard about that could be a guy that maybe we may go take a look at, because roster cuts right now are all over the place. And we haven't been a team that just just has been sitting by and just idling by. I mean, this front office has no intention of locking in roster and calling it a day if an opportunity presents itself, particularly one with low risk and possible high reward. And I do think that this guy, if we went out and got him, General Dan Morgan would pounce on it. Right? Say hey to baby Rob Forrest Clay. I will. She's over here playing. I'm not interested in Clay just because he was an Afro guy. Well, I'm going to pull him up. If you're not interested, I get it. It's all good. But it's a guy that I have been kind of keeping my eye on due to the fact that, he is a familiar face. And it was somebody that an NFL Sider kind of brought to my attention because we've seen it before, though. For example, Poppin, and I'm talking the whole chat, but mainly Poppin since he made that comment. We know that Morgan has already proven he's not shy when it comes to pulling that trigger, right? He's been aggressive. I feel like he's been deliberate. He has both the short game and the long game in mind, right? All right. We know that. Okay. And he wants to trim the roster down to 53, which isn't the end process, which is obviously isn't the end of the process for him. It's just the beginning, right? Getting it down to 53. But again, there's going to be still moves to be made for another week. They're going to be maneuvering that roster even when they get it down to 53. Because if history it tells us anything about it, like the team takes the field in week 1, it won't look like the one announced after cut day, right? And normally it doesn't. But a guy like Damari Mathis is a guy that I have been kind of keeping my eye on since someone kind of pointed it out to me because, again, he's a familiar face. He's a corner. Now, is he a big-time corner, a big-time name? No, not necessarily. Has a decent grade. Okay. He's only played 2 seasons. Or 3 seasons. But but I saw Bill Barnwell of ESPN. He floated this idea out there that actually makes a lot of sense because we could pick up the phone, inquire about a guy like Damari Mathis. Now, Mathis isn't some superstar. He's not a household name. But under defensive coordinator Giro Evero in Denver, he played his best football. And I think the Panthers could use some reliable depth, even though they've got some guys. This trade would reunite Mathis with the one coach who got the most out of him, right? Now, the proposal that I saw by Barnwell, Turtle, come over here. Being funny. But the proposal that that Barnwell or Bill Barnwell laid out there was that Carolina gets Damari Mathis and we just trade for a 6th round pick. That's what he said. Now, if that's the case, okay, it's that and that's it. I mean, that's a lottery ticket for Carolina. The guy has a Mallory salary dump. He's a late pick for Denver. Like, it works. And here's the thing: why something like this works and why it doesn't. The Panthers have no shortage of names in the cornerback room. J.C. Horn, CB1. You got Mike Jackson Sr. penciled in a starter. Shaw Smith-Wade at nickel roll. Now you add in the breakout story of the undrafted free agent Corey Thornton, who's been one of the best surprises of the entire offseason. Okay, you can make the argument that Carolina already has enough bodies at the position, but here's the reality: depth wins in the NFL, right? We know Horn has changed his workout routine. He played 15 games last year, but he has battled injuries since he's gotten here. Okay, Jackson is serviceable, but far from a guaranteed answer. Shaw Smith-Wade, while promising, is still learning the ropes. Now, one injury and suddenly this solid group looks thin, right? And I think Mathis would come in as someone who knows Evero's system, who's already shown he can execute a high level within it, and who could immediately push the competition in that cornerback room. even if he doesn't start, he's a cheap insurance policy, right? But come here. All right, hold on one second, chat. Let me go handle the little one real quick. All right, sorry about that, chat. I had to go put the little one down. Real quick. Yeah. I had to go put the little one down. Let me see. All right, where we at? We need Mike Jack's type of trade for this year for sure. Is he better than Thornton? I don't know. I don't think so. So I guess his name will be Travis Swift. No, probably. God dang. I didn't know Clay had a kiddo. I do. He is too short. Is he really? Can't be that short. 5'11"? Well, I guess so. You might be right. Playing for Jesus might be right. He's too short. 5'11". They do like those 6'1", 6'2" guys, 200 pounds. Yeah. Stop what you're doing and smash that like button. Appreciate that. Sign Kyle Trask as a system. Bring back Bryce Perkins as a third string cut. Adam Thielen. Interesting. Go buy your kiddo an ice cream clay from me. I appreciate that, Panthers guy. I will do that. Shout out to you for doing that. I will do that. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Bryce is old enough to know others. Dozed off myself. Yeah, because I wasn't speaking. I understand that. So apologize for that, guys. Apologize for that. I was trying to help out the misses with the little one. So, but again, I'd say this: the Evero factor for this guy it could be someone we look into. I mean, not every one of Evero's defensive disciples and Denver disciples have panned out in Carolina. All right, so I will admit to that. But that's the nature of the NFL. Obviously, sometimes the scheme familiarity doesn't equal on-field production. But if Evero had a list of players who understood this system inside and out, Mathis would be near the top, right? And that matters. I'll say that. I think that's the biggest thing here. That does matter. Evero's seat isn't ice cold right now, right? We know that thing is hot. The defense is under pressure to perform. Morgan knows he can't afford to leave glaring weaknesses unaddressed, especially in a division where games are often decided by a handful of plays. So the reason why I wanted to bring this move up today, Coach, was Bill Barwell of ESPN. But this isn't exactly kind of move Morgan would, this isn't exactly the kind of move Morgan would consider because it's not flashy. It won't dominate ESPN's bottom line ticker or anything like that. But it's smart. It's a calculated swing that could stabilize a potential problem area before it becomes a real issue. Will it happen? That depends on whether Denver actually is ready to move on from Mathis. And I think it'll depend on how much they value that 7th round pick. But if the Broncos want to save a little cash and the Panthers want to cover themselves at corner, then this is one of those trades to me that quietly makes too much sense. So that's why I brought it up today. So is the Thielen trade getting done before the deadline? I'd rather keep Horn over 1 year of Thielen. I think I think it's going to. How soon? I don't know. Again, we have all the leverage, like I said earlier, pork chop. I said it earlier and I broke it down early in the stream. We are the ones that don't need to move him. But the Vikings are a team that cannot afford to not go after him and get him. Because one side's desperate, the other side's not. The Vikings are the desperate ones. We're the ones who are patiently waiting for the right deal. Right? So that's just the name of the game at this point. I love to make a move with Duggar if Adam Thielen trade comes into reality. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, here's the thing. You save $8.4 million on trading him. And I think we saved some money today from releasing. Oh, let me go look at something. Over the cap. I'm trying to see something. I want to go see Shy Tuttle. Let's see what happens if we release him. cut post June. So we released him. We ended up saving 2.4, but we ended up taking dead money cap hit of 3.3 million with the shy total thing. So we ended up saving 2.4 there. Just so you know, just so you see it. So that's cut pre. This is cut post. So cut post June 1st, which is what we did. We released him, which is post June 1st. Dead money, it was 3.3 for shy total. You saved 2.4. So that's where we're at with the shy total release. So other than that, guys, got 7 more cuts coming probably. Don't know when that's going to be. We've got an hour and a half before the cuts need to be completed. We got till 4:00. We'll see the last 7 who gets cut. Again, tune in tonight, 8 p.m. EST over at the Roundtable Sports, of course. NFC South Roundtable is tonight at 8 p.m. Make sure you tune in. And I will, and then Thursday we got unnecessary bluntness. We got unnecessary bluntness on Thursday, 8 p.m. We're going to be talking about waiver wire targets. We're going to be talking about maybe some surprise cuts he had and all that stuff. So we're going to dive into a bunch of stuff on Thursday with unnecessary bluntness. Damari Mathis was waived, by the way. I did not see that pork chop. If that just came through, well, there's a guy there's a waiver wire target right there. There's a waiver wire target right there. Just saying. If that's true, I haven't seen that. I have not seen that if he got waived. So the Vikings leaked this to Shefty because the talks Panthers sold over. Can't Vikings are Carolina lovers. It's Bryce about teams. This just leaked, ladies and gentlemen. Did not know that, but pork chop. I'll have to check that out. This just leaked, by the way, though. The Vikings leaked this to Shefty because the talks with the Panthers are stalled over the trade comp. Vikings are hoping Carolina lowers its price. Both teams and Adam Thielen want to get this trade done. This was on Pat McAfee's show 40 minutes ago. The Vikings have tried to trade for Adam Thielen, but until now, it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. According to this, then says Adam Schefter that they would love to have Adam Thielen, but maybe pivot to signing KJ Osborne per Adam Schefter. Interesting. There it is for you guys. So Vikings leaked this to Shefty because talks with the Panthers stalled over trade to comp. Vikings are hoping Carolina lowers its price. Both teams and Thielen want to get this trade done. But then it says the Vikings have tried to trade for Adam Thielen, but until now, it just doesn't look like it's happening. They would love to Adam Thielen, but may pivot to signing KJ Osborne, according to Adam Schefter. This was on Pat McAfee show, as you can see. Interesting. This just came out. We'll see, man. I mean, at this point, they're trying to bring the price down. At this point, if I'm Carolina, I'm just playing this out. Like I said, maybe this is something that we look back into at the trade deadline. Maybe this just ends up being something that at the trade deadline. I mean, Schefter clearly compromised, so keep that in mind. Obviously, as this story continues. So, I mean, that's also true. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna hop off of here. I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Sorry for that pause in the show. If you've made it to this point at the end of the live stream, sorry for that pause at the end of the show, the middle of the kind of like the middle of the show, but I had to handle my daughter for a little bit, but that's okay. Dad duties call, and I don't mind it. So, but I hope you guys didn't mind that. I will see you guys tomorrow. I will also see you guys tonight. Hopefully, every one of you, 188 of you, please be there at Round Table Sports. All right, I'm going to pull it up real quick. I need you guys to be here tonight. All of you, all 191 watching. I need you here tonight. 8 p.m. EST. Look, this is where I need you guys tonight. This is where I need you guys tonight. NFC South Roundtable. You got the 8 p.m. show right there. I need you guys there tonight, 8 p.m. All 185 of you watching. Okay? I need you there. 8 p.m. Okay? The Saints, the Falcons, and the Buccaneers have been running that chat. I need my Panthers fans behind me. I need all 180, 90, over the 200 plus that we're watching. I need all of you there. I need all of you there. It's only an hour show. Okay? This is the show link right here. Whoops. Share, copy link. This is what I need from you guys. I need you guys there. I need you guys there. All right? 8 p.m. EST. Right there. That's the live show link. So we get nothing. So we get nothing for him, just like with Scott. Dan is Scott 2.0. So we're getting nothing for him? No. Nobody said that, Flame for Jesus. I think you took that post wrong. Again, what their Schefter has been compromised by that, is compromised. So we're going to see how this continues to play out. But so we get nothing for him. Like, no, I'm not trading him. They're not going to trade him for nothing. Again, I think they're going to hold on to him as long as they can. All right. They're going to hold on to him as long as they can. And I'd rather hold on to him than get nothing for him. Because what's good of trading him for nothing? Just like you're saying. It ends up being Scott Fitter 2.0. I'm not saying, nobody's saying that here, Flame for Jesus. I'm saying hold on to him, and then maybe you trade him by October because you probably will end up getting more value out of him by then, especially if his production is still producing out there. There's no telling. But I'd rather wait and be patient and have all the leverage than to sit there and trade him for nothing. So, yeah. Rather keep him here for what he's worth than not. There you go, Ken 88. Appreciate it. All right, guys, I'm going to hop off of here. I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already over here at the Roppstar Report. If you're following on X, make sure you drop a follow, drop a like, share make sure you come over to the YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe over here. That's the best way you can support the channel. Other than that, guys, I will see you tonight at 8 p.m. EST, Roundtable Sports, NFC South Roundtable. Be there or be square. I'm out of here. Keep pounding. Peace.